Hello, YouTube. Welcome to the FPL Lock-In, where usually myself and Trig are reacting to what's going on in FPL on a Saturday. But this week we wanted to keep on going, didn't we, Trig? We didn't want to miss a week because we love being here on a Saturday night. Well, I do. I've got nothing else to do in my life, so we're doing a Q&A. And joining us for his second appearance on the channel is Shane of, I believe you changed your channel name, mate, to FPL Double Pivot. Is that right?
We did, mate. We did. We thought, I tell you what, we might want to change this to something that people can find us a bit easier. So yeah, change it to FPL Double Pivot, mate. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, no, it's
nice.
good to be back, Gary. I tried to come on a few weeks ago, we didn't know, but I pulled away to referee.
Yeah. Yeah, so I mean, literally tonight we really have nothing planned apart from we are going to answer your questions. So please do get them in the chat. Last time I'm going to promote it literally because the voting ends on Sunday night. But if you'd like to vote for the PubCast or FPL Nightmare or Elite FPL or any of the great independent content creators for the best content creator in FPL or something like that category we're in, the link is in the description below. Please do like the stream and subscribe if you are new around here. So I'll go straight into the chat because we are doing a Q&A. Well, I did have a question that someone asked in, what am I trying to say, X before we started. So I thought I'd start with that. And the question was, is Triple Arsenal defence an option, lad? So 2 defenders and a goalkeeper, rather than obviously having a Saka or a Gyökeres in. Trig, I'll come to you first. What do you think of that one, mate? So, say Ray up Saliba and Gabriel, for example.
I mean, I think double defence is fine, but I don't think you should include the goalkeeper because really goalkeepers are just goalkeepers. Do you know what I mean? He's only a 2-pointer or a 6-pointer. And I saw Harry today was on there today moaning about having Raya, wanting to take him out because you're cutting yourself off from Saka and Gyökeres if they do actually turn out to be useful, or even Rice or Eza. So, I mean, the goalkeeper, I think, can go, but having like Saliba and Gabriel, or even Saliba, Gabriel and Timber, I think would be a better triple up than having 2 in the goalkeeper.
I mean, the other thing, I don't know what you think. So we're looking at the fixtures here for anyone listening. It's Fulham, Crystal Palace, Burnley, Sunderland, Tottenham, Chelsea. I mean, would you say, Shane, that the benefits really, you're not going to really get the benefits of fixtures like Burnley and Sunderland if you've not got an attacker, would you say?
Yeah, I mean, actually, Skittle had a video during the week and they talked about a double attack. I've got Eze just now and I'm going to get Saka. I prefer Eze and Saka for attack than, like you were saying, Trig, the keeper. He's expensive. Okay, he might get 7, you might get an extra save point, but that's kind of his ceiling. That's kind of his ceiling. So I like the Eze and Saka double up. You know, when you got two players in your team, or a number of players in your team, and you look at it and just like, it looks nice with Eze and Saka. With Odegaard being out, Eze plays the 10. The last few weeks, I've probably got a little bit of recency bias because I own him, but apart from if Pope didn't play really, really well, he would have got a haul. He should have scored this weekend or last weekend. He missed for 5 yards out. I don't know how he done that. But he's playing really well in that 10. He's always involved, and I think he's like one step away from like a 14-point haul. Do you know what I mean? And Saka, Arsenal, I mean, I think Arsenal win the title now, but they're going to have to be very careful with Saka. And I think he is going to manage them. If they're up 2-3-0 in a game, definitely 3-0, I think he's going to come off. I really do. Don't get me wrong, you could still get a haul in that time, but you can't keep playing him again and again and again. So, I mean, there's not many people talking about. It'd be good if you could see how many managers own Eze and Saka. Do you know what I mean, percentage-wise?
I don't think it's a way of doing that, is it, Trig?
No, I'm not sure, to be honest.
I've never seen a way of doing that. Yeah.
But
I don't know how long Madueke is out injured for, because he's going to affect Eze or Saka, isn't he? He's been out for a while now.
I mean, I think with Odegaard out, he's done his MCL, isn't he? It's obviously not as bad as your ACL, but he's still out for probably 6-8 weeks. So I think Izzy's locked in there, to be honest. I think he's got better upside.
Yeah,
that's good. Even Rice is
yeah.
But I think with Saka back, maybe Saka takes some of the corners now. Do you think?
I think so.
I'd want Saka as captain against, well, at least it's a captain option at Burnley and Sunderland, which is why I wouldn't go. I think 2's fine. 2's possibly even a sensible decision, but I think 3 may be a bit OTT. So
3 Arsenal players?
Well, 3 Arsenal defenders.
Oh, defend.
I think 2 defenders.
Yeah, I mean
Saka.
Yeah, I do like Timber. Every time I see him, he's in the penalty area. So I think funnily enough, Essie's got a great record against Fulham, actually. So hopefully this could be the game that goes off and people get in. But when you've got Burnley and Sunderland back to back, I want goals. Do you know what I mean? I want the goals.
So I'll just say hello to some people in the chat. So I'm going to scroll through the chat and then I'll come back up and we'll go through questions. So we've got Ua in the chat saying, good evening, chaps. Really happy to see Trig on again. I feel as though I'm on Trigger Watch. Love the guy. Hi to FPL Nightmare, Colm, Adam, Cole, Eddie Paul, James, Avi, Greg, Kevy, Jack. I'm going to be here all day. Claire, Chris, James, Quace, Matthias, John, Sparta, Jack, Barry. Got a lot of people in early tonight, lads. And yes, sorry if I missed your name. Nikolai. So this was another one that came in. This one came in before we actually started the stream from Liam Mackay. I'm on Game Week 8 Wildcard. Is it too late for Senesi and Semenyo, or are they essential? I'll come to you with that one, Shane. They've got a couple of difficult fixtures coming up, haven't they?
Yeah, they do. I mean, Senesi, even at what, is he 4.9 now?
5, I believe.
He's gone up to 5, right? Okay. I mean, he's top. He's top defender, isn't he? Oh, apart from Timber, I think Timber's top. But I think he's still worth it for 5. You could just keep in your team for the rest of the season. Semenyo, I own them both. I might take Semenyo out. Do you know what I mean? I mean, he's got Palace and City in the next 3. And though I think he still could get a return, for me, it's ceilings. Do you know what I mean? What ceiling is he going to get in a hard game against Palace and a hard game against City? There's other players, e.g. Saka, that I could bring in. I mean, if you don't have many transfers, he's fine to leave for the time being, but we were always very slow to move off, aren't we? We only start looking at other players when they start firing, and the key is to try and get them early. You know what I mean? As they start firing. I've had a few comments recently like, why are you taking Semenyo out and stuff? But someone came up with the stat the other day. I didn't realise this. I forgot who it was, so forgive me. But if Semenyo kept on his current run of points, he would be the highest FPL point scorer ever.
Really?
It's not. It's not sustainable. No. It is not sustainable.
That's what Trig
maybe now's the time to get out.
Yeah, Trig's not got him. You think they're essential?
I've seen that. Yeah, I seen your videos last week. Yeah,
you're essential, Trig. I mean, what do you reckon, mate?
No, I don't think either of them are really. I mean, Semenyo started off. Which one am I talking about? Hang on. No, Senesi started off on fire, didn't he?
Yeah.
And had a couple of big hauls. But he's settled down a bit now again, though, hasn't he? He's not done much in his last couple of matches. There are lots of alternatives, like Gui of Palace is currently doing really well. But I think we're going to see different. They can't sustain the defenders, all those attacking returns they've been getting. And it's been quite unusual. So he will keep getting the defensive contribution points, though, probably in like 70, 80% of his matches. So, I mean, I think he's reasonable.
The only thing I think, like, I've got Semenyo, you're thinking about bringing him in, Trig, like, after...
No, I'm not.
You're not going to bring
telling me I have to bring him in.
Nah, I mean, I kind of got a two-pronged point there is after Palace, Forest, City, Villa, they've got West Ham, Sunderland, Everton, Chelsea. Well, actually, they're green, but are they? Nuno's at West Ham now. Sunderland aren't that bad. Everton good, so it'll be limited. But I thought you were unlucky last week, Trig. People are like, why? Like you were saying, why don't you have Semenyo? Until 75 minutes, mate, he didn't do anything. He done nothing.
Exactly.
So
I mean,
non-owners or owners, we were really fortunate because, all right, the first goal is fantastic, but to get 2 goals and an assist in 15 minutes, you can count yourself unlucky, mate. And yeah, I wouldn't be that bothered if I was a non-owner. You know, I'm sure your team's pretty good, so yeah, I wouldn't be scrambling.
Game week 12 there's a possibility I'll bring him in then, but I'm certainly not bringing him in before then. I mean, if I had an easy route to bring him in, I might do, but it involves taking out Fernandes, and I don't really want to. I think Fernandes can outscore him over the next 4 weeks. So, and it's a transfer as well, isn't it? So,
yeah,
it's more Gabriel I'm worried about not owning at the moment rather than Semenyo, to be honest with you. Not having any Arsenal defenders, so I'm going to have to try and rectify that in the next few weeks. But yeah, I mean, we always jump on the players that have scored points. I mean, there's always going to be someone in the first 6 weeks that goes off, isn't there? And this year it's Semenyo, but like you said, it's very unlikely he keeps it up. But I think he might have gone up a level since last year, though. So he's still a very decent option, I think. I certainly wouldn't be getting rid of him if I had him, especially if you paid a lot less for him.
Yeah, do you know what? It's one thing you might bring up in a bit, Gary. That I've not paid any attention to value this year at all, really. I've not thought I need to get this player in because he's going up in value. I need to get rid of this player because I've not let it affect my decision at all.
I don't really make transfers. I make transfers on a Friday night all the time. It doesn't really bother me.
It's more the injury, Gary, isn't it? It's more a wait for, if someone gets injured, you've wasted a transfer,
So yeah, Joe, who've got coming on the podcast this week, FPL Scout, once said, team price is vanity, points sanity. I always
used to be very conscious of price changes, and in fact I'd be doing a lot better this season if I'd played my normal style, because I would have got Semenyo in. I would have kicked Furtz out before he lost any value.
Been a lot less aggressive,
I would have got Semenyo in. Yeah, I'm playing differently this season. I've with the defensive contribution points and that, I decided that AI would be much better. Well, the algorithms would be much better at getting a handle on things with defensive contribution points and everything. So I'm not following the suggestions, but I am taking note of algorithms and stuff like that this season. So I'm playing it slightly differently.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm in the top million, so I'm doing better than the pure algorithm people.
But
I think I would have got Semenyo if I was doing my early normal taking hit strategy that I normally do.
Yeah.
See, I've got.
I want to move on to a couple more questions, mate.
On you go, man. You go.
Because as a Paul first was saying, Trig, 1 minute chess should be a TV show.
You're always rushing us through these questions, Gary.
Well, we've just spent like 10 minutes on
He's
one
a producer.
question.
I like it. I like it. He's
10 minutes
snapping.
on one question. And now,
that's good.
Best striker to buy besides Haaland or João Pedro? Trig.
There's a couple of interesting options, actually. I'll tell you one that I quite like the look of is Šeško, wherever you pronounce it.
Really?
Yeah, not yet, obviously. Because put their fixtures up, Gary. Let's have a look at Man United fixtures. So
Liverpool, Brighton, Forest, Tottenham, Everton, Crystal Palace.
Yeah, so they're pretty good, aren't they? Once you get the Liverpool game out of the way, this is why I'm not getting rid of Fernandes. I think it's absolutely ridiculous. I mean, you said you're taking him out this week. I'll believe it when I see it.
I'm planning to.
I took him out last week.
Look at the nice fixtures they've got.
Well, the mediocre. Mediocre. I don't know. I think they reckon they're nice.
I think Šeško is a really good option. He's playing really well. I know he's a Man United striker, but
they've got no Europe, Trig, so they'll be fresh at least. And a lot of teams are coming to Europe, to be fair.
Exactly. I'm actually looking at increasing my coverage of Man United.
Really?
And if I knew, what's that one who was at Chelsea? Mason Mount. If I knew he was playing every week, I'd even consider Mason Mount. But I'm looking at some Man United differentials, and I think Šeško could be very interesting.
Okay, let me throw a name at you. Yeah. DCL.
Do you know what? Do you know what, Garrett? You've read my mind, right? Just like Stoop. I don't know if anyone knows Stoop on X. He's a Leeds fan, and he put a tweet up, and he got about 300k, and he said, "I don't know why anyone's looking at DCL because he's absolutely mince." And I agree. Like, what has he done in the last 3, 4, 5 seasons that we go, do you know what? I'm going to get DCL because the guy can't finish his dinner. Listen, he's still a Premier League, Premier League player. He's still done amazing to get here, but why anyone's looking at. In fact, I tell you right now, why do you think people are looking at him? You know why they're looking at him.
Burnley, I don't know service at home.
No, I'm pretty sure, was it not Review or someone that said about him? He's definitely one of them.
Pine Review.
There you go. There you go. And that's the difference. Like, if Review, and if you could use AI to basically see what the score was going to be at the weekend, everyone would be a millionaire. And that's not football. So I don't know what anyone's seen in Calvert-Lewin.
Well, he's on penalties. He's on penalties, we think.
Please don't. Are you thinking about bringing him in, guys?
No, I'm not going near him, mate. I'm not going near him. But I'm trying to give the cap.
He's been playing well. He's been playing well, and he does seem to fit the Leeds system quite nicely. And they had decent fixtures, but he has been missing quite a lot of shots. That's the only.
He has, mate. He just doesn't finish. He done the same last season, the season before. He doesn't finish.
Worst XG conversion rate last year, I think, in the whole league.
There you go. Like, and why? You've got Haaland, so one other. Haaland next to DCL. Like, nah, I would rather just play 5 in mid. I know they've got Burnley and West Ham, but West Ham are, teams evolve, and West Ham are going to evolve. I know they got beat 2-0 by Arsenal, but Nuno will shore up that team. So in a word, Gary, definitely not for me.
Do you have a secret striker for us then, who is a Sesko, DCL, Pedro or Haaland?
I like Thiago. Thiago's all right. It's kind of same price point. Again, for me, it's Pedro and Haaland. I mean, if we see who Brentford have got,
West Ham, Liverpool, Crystal Palace, Newcastle, Brighton, Burnley.
They've got a difficult set coming up. But that's probably who I'd go to next. I don't like Voltemade. I know he scored for Germany again at the weekend. It just, if he didn't score that penalty, people wouldn't have been going on about him. That really, if Gordon was on the pitch, he wouldn't have taken anyway. So, yeah, I like to have a high ceiling on my players, or as many as I can. Do you know what I mean? And just, DCL definitely not. Voltemade, no. Maybe Thiago. I mean, Thiago's still been scoring goals and finishing well, isn't he? Brentford's not as bad as a lot of people thought.
Fixtures aren't great, though, are they?
No, it's tough.
Horrible, actually. No, horrible those next ones.
Yeah, they're all different. Well, maybe they might score one against Liverpool, to be fair.
What are you?
The other 4.
What are you doing with Evan Nielsen, Gary? Because you're talking about taking out Fernandes, who's one of the best options in the game. When you've got Evan Nielsen sitting there, who's done nothing for weeks, and look at their next 4 fixtures, they're rubbish.
He could go to João Pedro the week after, possibly. Possibly. But I haven't got any planned moves after next week. But I've also got Konza, who is thinking up the joint. So it's sort of a priority. Who's the priority? But I'll go on to the next question. As Jack Brokenshire, I've got free transfers. It's Pedro, Romero, and Reinders to Bowen, Guehi, and Sarr. Mad Trig.
What was the question again?
Pedro, Romero, and Reinders out. Bowen, Guehi, and Sarr in. Is he mad?
Well, it's very difficult to answer that question without seeing his team and his money and all those sort of things. So where are we? I'll try and find it.
Jack Brokenshire is the...
I don't think he should be taking out João Pedro for a start.
Or Reinders?
Because he's had a nice rest, not gone on international duty. And he could come back to being the João Pedro that started the season. And Chelsea's fixtures are great.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a no-no.
Also, isn't Bowen a striker? Isn't Bowen a striker?
Yeah, he is.
These transfers don't even make sense because he's getting rid of 2 defenders and a midfielder and bringing in a defender, a midfielder, and a striker. So I think maybe you need to go and have a look at that, Jack, because you can't bring out a midfielder and bring in a striker. Shane, would you transfer out Munoz to Gabriel for free, have Timber and exact money?
What was that? So swap Munoz to Gabriel?
Gabriel, and I think he's already got Timber, and he's got the exact money to do it. So this is from Barry. I'm
Okay.
assuming he's worried if it goes up in price.
Let's have a look. I mean, I've got Munoz. Munoz has been unlucky. He scored a goal last week, but he was on for a 14-pointer before Everton came back and 1-2-1, which I don't think anyone thought, especially at that late time. Who's he got? He's got Bournemouth, 2 tough ones, and then Brentford, Brighton, Wolves, United, Burnley, Fulham. I'd probably. I don't know. It's a difficult one. I do like the Gabriel Timber double up actually for Fulham. I think they'll do well. Fulham have got nothing about them just now. Sorry, Colm's in the chat, so it's his team. But I do like that, and he pushes high a lot.
Is Gabriel away? Would he have a fixture for Brazil? Because he could get injured, or are they not?
Yeah, he will be. Or did he not go?
I don't know if he did, actually.
Okay.
Because obviously Pedro's the same, but would I do it?
Pedro didn't go to Brazil. No, Pedro didn't go.
Did Gabriel? It's about
like that.
Gabriel, Nick. Did he go?
I'll go and have a look.
He must have surely. Yeah. Would I do it? Oh, it depends what kind of manager you are, Nick. Actually, if you're more of a C-bit, you just want to build a certain amount of points. You know what I mean, you don't want to go a bit gung ho. Then go Gabriel. If you want to go for the ceiling and the really, really good high score, go Munoz.
Gabriel played for Brazil yesterday and was booked.
I assume they'd have another fixture, Trig, wouldn't they? So I wouldn't do
Esteval scored 2 goals, of course.
Did he?
Your man.
Oh, I tell you what. Esteval Pedro double up. Or Esteval Enzo double up.
He's Brazil's highest scorer now since the new manager took over. So he's doing very well.
Good player, isn't he?
I mean, do you know what? I didn't even realise until then that they've got 3 promoted sides in the next 5.
Who, Chelsea?
Sorry, 2. They got Burnley and Sunderland.
Yeah. They're and they got home to Wolves as well. Then they're away at Leeds not long after. People are crazy if they're getting rid of João Pedro. Honestly, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, I think they've probably held him for quite a while, and they've got a bit frustrated with him, and I understand that. But you know, it's sometimes doing nothing is such a differential. It's as if you've made a transfer. Do you know what I mean? Sometimes the play is to do nothing. So
exactly, often it is. I mean, a lot of managers, I would have probably been better off if I hadn't made any transfers in the first 5 weeks. I mean, it seems to happen every season, you know, and just don't make moves and save up your transfers.
Yeah, well, the top manager who was number 1 in the world, he's not made any transfers. And Punk we had on this week, he'd made like 1 or 2, hadn't he?
Yeah, but that's kind of biased because he's number 1 in the world because all his players have been getting loads of points every week.
I know, yeah.
So he hasn't needed to make transfers.
But then we look like people like Trig, like with Wirtz, though. I gave him the first 6 weeks. So I get it's that balance. And now this season I've brought in a thing of, apart from Wirtz, actually, he's the only player, because he was so expensive. I thought, do you know what, I'll give him a bit more time. But for me, it's like 2 strikes and you're out. I won't wait a third time. So if I see a player and he looks really good and I missed out on points once, I'll see him again. If I do it again, then I'll get him in. Obviously, you know, if he's got very hard fixtures, you know, I'll take that in consideration. But for me now, I don't wait that long. 2 max, and then he's either in or he's out. And I should have done it with Wirtz, really.
Well, I think we made a mistake getting him, really, because next season I'm just going to get players that are proven, and then I'm not going to make any transfers for the first 4 weeks unless somebody's injured. But I mean, you never know. But I was saying in my video that for the next 7 weeks, Wirtz could be one of the highest scoring midfielders. I know he hasn't done anything in the first 7 weeks, but things change really quickly in FPL. But I mean, like Watkins owners have been so unlucky, and Rodgers, and it's crazy. And you see them playing for England, scoring goals, and
I know. I do think when Isaac starts or he starting up top, I think that will help. That will help Wirtz. I do, but I still don't know if it's enough to.
Did you see all the criticism Isaac got today when Sweden were beaten by Switzerland?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Switzerland have always been a good team. I mean, they're not as good as Sweden, but
good defensive side, aren't they?
Lads, should we move on?
Xhaka scored a penalty.
Can we move on to the next question? Is
He's
Saka?
always trying to move us on.
Is
Right.
Saka, a Q&A does involve answering questions, Trig, rather than talking about international matches that have absolutely nothing to do with FPL. Is Saka essential for an Arsenal midfielder, or is going with Rice or Eze good as well? Trig, we've sort of touched upon it already, but what's your thoughts there?
What's the question again? Sorry, I've got a very short attention
That's all right, mate.
span.
Rice or Eze, are they as good as Saka, basically, or do we 100% need Saka?
I think they are for the price. I mean, you could argue they're better if you need the money elsewhere. Saka, like you said, there is a captaincy option, isn't he, coming up probably? Although it takes something special for me to move the captaincy off Haaland, I think. But especially when they have matches when Arsenal will rotate a little bit as well, aren't they? But Rice has been absolutely fantastic. But all of his points and that, though, have been when Saka had that injury. So Rice has taken all the corners and everything else. Whether he still will take them all with Saka back in the team, I'm not quite so sure. And Saka could create other types of goals, couldn't he, with him being back?
Yeah.
Might change things up a little bit. Eze looks very good, I think. I mean, how much is Eze? Is he 6.5 or 7.5?
Not sure.
7.6, I'm pretty sure.
7.6, yeah.
I'm
So
pretty
he's
sure.
kind of competing with the likes of Semenyo, isn't he? I mean, I could see him outscoring Semenyo in the next 4 or 5.
Yeah, 7.6, yeah.
Yeah, I think Saka, I mean, he looked really good playing. I know this isn't FPL, but he looked really good playing for England with that great shot he scored, didn't he? Give him some confidence. And he's looking like he's completely over his injury now. I don't think Arteta is going to rest him too much because Arteta is desperate for a title. And he's not going to want to slip up anywhere. I mean, you're saying when they're 3-0 up, but that's fair enough. It'll be the same with Gyökeres and Eze as well. You know, once they're 2 or 3 up, Eze's only going to be getting 60, 70 minutes, isn't he?
I got
Martinelli and Trossard and all those sort of players there.
I mean, no, I get that, but like Saka he's world class. He's well and well above the rest. Like Gyökeres and that, you could place Havertz is going to come back. You've got Trossard. He has to keep Saka fit, and I know obviously he's still going to play them. You know, I don't think he'll get benched, but in some games he will come off early, and if he can get him, get him a rest in the odd one, I think he will. If he keeps him fit, I honestly think Arsenal win the league. I really do. So it's that balance, isn't it? Before he used to absolutely smash Saka again and again and again, but now he's found a good balance. So I do think he comes off a bit early. It wouldn't change my mind in getting him though. Do you know what I mean? He could do damage in 50 minutes or 60 minutes, let alone 70, 75. So
he's always come off early though, hasn't he? He's not really been an injury-prone player, has he? I mean, it was only that injury last season. He was never really a 90 minutes player, was he? But if you're getting 75 out of him, you're going to be happy, aren't you?
Yeah, he can do enough in that time, can he?
And we don't know if he's on penalties or not yet, do we? It's still up in the air.
Okay, before you move on, Gary, for me on the pens, I know Arteta said that wee thing and people thought Gyökeres was going to come on. Listen, Saka is world class. He's like a heartbeat of Arsenal. He's on pens for me. Like, why would he give them up? I don't understand why he would give them up to Gyökeres. I don't get it.
Yep. The other reason I think is that it's very risky giving it to Gyökeres because if he misses, it's going to really stuff up his confidence before he's got confidence. I don't think they're going to give them to him until he's up and flying and really confident because at the moment there'd be so much pressure on him giving him a penalty, wouldn't there? Because he hasn't scored in open play for like ages. Another one who didn't score for Sweden the other night, and he was just as bad as Isaac. So I don't think they're going to give them to him until he's like really confident and like grabbing the ball off Saka. Because at the moment he's not. He's a bit like Wirtz in that sense, isn't he? He's not really.
I watch him, mate, and I don't know. I'm a bit. I'm not bothered. I don't have him. Put it that way. I'm really not. I thought West Ham's the kind of fixture. They concede to a lot of number 9s. I thought this might be the one that he starts getting a bit of momentum, but I'm not missing out on anything. I'm not bothered about it.
I don't think any of us are that keen on him, are we really? I mean, we've only got him as more like a defensive play, isn't it? Because everybody else has got him, and no other strikers are really firing up, which is why I'm quite keen to look at someone like Sesko to replace him in a week or two. Let's have a look at Arsenal's fixtures again, Gary.
We're moving on to another question, Trig. Moving on to another question. Amazing Johnny. Trig, I'm going to bring this one to you because you were saying in your video the other day, you think they should start Gueye, I think it was, right? So here's his question. I'm talking about Chelsea there, of course. My bench is looking great for a bench boost with the exception of Gueye. I can do Salah to Saka and Gueye to Bowen on a bench boost. Is it a reasonable play?
Hang on. Bye, Mrs. Trig. Say
goodbye. So Gary said he said Gueye to Bowen.
So Salah to Saka and Gueye to Bowen, yeah. For a
you
bench
can't do
boost.
that because for bench boost.
Salah to Saka.
Gueye to Bowen.
Well, that sounds reasonable. I don't know the rest of his bench, but I mean, it sounds like a plan. Although I wouldn't be surprised if Salah comes back firing on all cylinders. Or he's probably away with Egypt, is he, at the moment?
He scored 2 goals the other day against Cook Islands.
Oh, did he? Cook Islands, the mighty Cook Islands.
Big team. I'm sure we'll touch on Liverpool soon, but there's one thing to caveat everything, guys. Is it's a big international break, so there's always fires to put out. So don't make transfers early anyway, and our plans might change. I know Pedro didn't go away, but someone like Gabriel, he comes back and he's a bit tired. You were going to get him. It's always good to maybe hold fire after the international break if you can. That's why I'm not too hot in the wild card, to be honest.
Yeah, I missed out on doing. I could have done what's his face, Liverpool. I've forgotten his name now. Van Dijk, Virgil van Dijk to Gabriel. I had the exact money, but I would have had to do it the first day of the international break. And so I didn't do it because the next 2 weeks, it's a long time, isn't it, to make it, so much can happen. Much can happen.
Lads, next question is from IM1974. I'm not sure if it's, what's the word? Tongue-in-cheek. Maybe not, given their fixtures. How can we survive without Paqueta? So their fixtures next 4 are Brentford, Leeds, Newcastle, Burnley. What do you reckon, Shane? Can we survive without him?
We can definitely survive without him. I didn't really see it, and I was speaking to Steve-O last night actually about it. He's 5.9. He's on penalties. Nuno will change the team, so he'll be more involved, and he is a good player. And he's cheap enough you can leave him on your bench. So actually, in hindsight, it's more of a luxury transfer. I wouldn't be breaking my team up to get him in or anything. I think now is probably the time. If you're going to get him, maybe get him in now. But I didn't understand content creators that were getting him like 3-4 weeks ago. Didn't get it. Did not get it at all. I don't know if that's because he said in review, but
he was at the top of review.
Oh my goodness! Right, don't let Skynet win. Do you know what I mean? Look, don't let Skynet win. I hate it. I mean, sometimes, of course, it'll be right. It will, but Paqueta, DCL. I've genuinely, lads, I have not looked at any review at all this year. Not even looked at it once. Not looked at any AI. I might look at the, like the clean sheet odds. I don't look at predicted points. Nothing. Don't even consider it, because half of the time it's wrong. Do you know what I mean? I think for the past 6 weeks they've had Salah like at the top, and it's just not been the case. So
he's still at the top now, going forward for the next.
Is it? Will they? Oh my goodness! There you go. Do you know what I mean? Like, what I should do is I might start doing like a review for the next week. Do you know what I mean? Right, these are the predicted points. Let's have a look who got the big points, because
but football's a very unpredictable game, and just because somebody's predicted to get the most points doesn't mean they will. But it's just like on the balance of probability, they are slightly more likely to get more points than other players, and it's all those minute little things that add up, isn't it? But as for Paqueta, he was a very good option because he came back. He had some kind of problem with gambling or something happened, didn't it? And that was all sorted out. There was some
so
kind of
he
there was something
basically
happening.
he was under investigation by the FA because a lot of bets got placed on him to get yellow cards in
Yeah,
certain
yeah.
matches.
Oh, really?
And some of his family members apparently
But,
bet at the time. He's been found not guilty.
That was all sorted out, and he come back. He started the season really strong. I don't know if he got a goal or something. He was looking really great, and
He did score, yeah.
yeah. No, and we didn't know then that West Ham were really awful, but I can see why he was top of review. He was like playing as a number 10 on penalties, playing really well. 5.9 million. So it's quite understandable. And like you said, I mean, people have had him on their bench, and this could be the time when he repays it, because for 5.9 million, you don't have to do that much to justify selection. I mean, they're decent fixtures, aren't they?
Yeah, actually. I mean, you could, if you're looking for another bench option, it's probably good to get him in. Remember, he was going to go to City. That was... They put the bid in,
he's a good player.
And it got stopped. I just want to give it a bit of time just to see how Nuno plays, because he's very defensive, and I don't think he's got the players that he had at Forest. Do you know what I mean? Like he has to build a lot from the back in that team.
He could make Paquetá worse, couldn't he? He could make Paquetá worse.
He might change the way he plays, let his role a little bit. I mean, he is a playmaker. He's the main guy apart from Bowen, but yeah, I just like to see how he settles in first. But it's definitely cheap, really good player.
You say wait though, but you look at the fixtures and it's the next 4 you'd want him for, because after that you're not going to want him.
Well, let's have a look.
So it's either now or never, really, isn't it?
So I mean, West Ham. So what's that? Brentford. I've got the thing up here. So Brentford.
It's on the screen there in front of you.
No, so they've got Brentford at home, and then they've got Leeds away. Brentford away playing. All right, they concede a few goals, but they're not as bad as at home, so that's difficult. He's not going to score loads. Leeds away, so Ellen Road. That's difficult. Newcastle at home, very difficult. And then Burnley
at home. West Ham are
at home. For which one?
3 of them. They're only away at Leeds. The other 3 they're at home.
But I mean, for me, Brentford, I think people think Brentford are going to be whipping boys. They're not that bad. Not as bad as everyone thought, anyway.
I think Paquetá is okay for those 4 fixtures.
Okay, China 1000.
I wouldn't buy him, not unless I had some issue. Do you know what I mean? But
China 1000 says, this is a bit confusing. I think that he's talking about, or she is talking about, Gyökeres to João Pedro and then Foden to Saka for free. Well, maybe that is. So Gyökeres to João Pedro and then Foden to
100%. I did that.
Yeah, that's a good move.
Yeah.
Because you're getting a better Arsenal player.
Oh, maybe they've got Gyökeres out, yeah.
You're getting João Pedro in as well. So that sounds like good news, doesn't it?
Yeah. Matthew says, thoughts on Coleman starting for Ireland? I don't know who that one's directed to. And you've got thoughts on that?
Not really, because Coleman wasn't somebody that I was thinking about particularly.
No.
Or he's been out injured, has he? Has he been out injured for a long time?
I don't know.
That'd be why he's mentioning it, because he probably hasn't started for Everton yet.
Who's this Coleman? Bringing him in?
No, just that he's starting for Ireland.
No, he's starting. He's been injured, right. I think. Mikalenko would have been playing, wouldn't he?
Yeah.
Or somebody.
I mean, I guess it could.
Sounds like I see Dallo's playing in that. Oh, Bruno Fernandes. They're all playing. Going to keep an eye on that game.
I guess it could.
I wouldn't mind a Bruno injury, actually, just to give me an excuse to get Gabriel and Semenyo in.
That would be perfect for me. Is holding, Edward asks, is holding Bruno and Mbeumo crazy? Okay.
Well, I'm keeping Bruno. I've got no intention of getting rid of Bruno. And good fixtures, apart from the Liverpool matchup. So I can see that's why people are taking him out this week, because of the Liverpool game, isn't it? But that's not really a reason to take somebody like him out. I mean, who are you going to bring in instead? Because you can't get Palmer or anybody. So I guess people are doing it for Saka, aren't they?
Same logic for Mbeumo?
Yeah, I think he can be good as well. We don't know. He could even be on penalties, couldn't he? We don't know yet.
Cam, what do you think? What's your thoughts on?
I took Bruno out last week. I think the week before. Sick of the guy. Sick of it. Do you know what I mean? One week you might get a 10-pointer. The next week you might get like a 2 or a -1 for missing a penalty, which I had him for missing a penalty.
Yeah,
not bothered. Genuinely, unless he starts getting back-to-back double digits, not bothered. I'd rather have Mbeumo. Mbeumo's been really, really unlucky. Had a lot of shots. He should have scored more goals. He's a bit cheaper. And I think we're forgetting United. They're always one game away from implosion. I mean, listen, they've got a tough game at Anfield coming up, which the way Amorim plays, United have played really well against the better teams. You know, against the Arsenal, it was a close match, but I don't know. I just feel like it might be a bit of a backlash from Liverpool, and it might be on United. And then you got Brighton at home, which isn't too bad. Forest is easy, but then even Tottenham, Everton, Palace, a new West Ham. I'd rather Mbeumo. I think the double up's too much. Double up United attacks too much, I think. But
yeah,
he is a bit. He can. I mean, Bruno, he can do it, can he? He's a C-bit guy. He can turn it on. I'm sick of it. I would rather have my players tickle on like Eze. He's been getting like a 6, a 7, a 6. I'd rather that.
Good.
Has he been getting points, Eze?
Got a question here. By the way, sorry, apparently I've been pronouncing it wrong. Apparently it's Easy Paul. Is that what I say? Easy Paul. Tell me in the chat. Sonny Kim says, whereabouts is Scotland is Shane from? Sounds Oban Islands.
Say again, sorry.
Oban Islands. Whereabouts are you from in Scotland, basically?
I'm across like the central belt. Okay. So Edinburgh way. So Oban's way out west. Beautiful part of the world, actually.
Got another one on triple Arsenal defence. We gave our opinions on that earlier on in the stream, Dan. But basically, I think we were at the conclusion we might probably need Saka. At least one Saka, just to briefly summarise. Claire is saying, stupid review wanted me to reverse my Bruno to Semenyo wildcard 6 move. I again ignored this advice because Bruno got -1 + 3, whereas Semenyo had 7 + 18 points. Yeah. Good example.
That's what I'm talking about. Skynet, man. Don't do it. Don't listen to them.
Skynet. Do you think, this is Taurus, I think I said that. Do you think Ndede how do I say his name? Ndeye scores versus City? Trig?
Ndeye, yeah, I think I'm benching him, I think, this week. It's a tricky decision. I've got to either play him or Stack, and Stack's not looking great at the moment because Longstaff's taking all his free kicks off him. So even playing Rodon maybe instead of Ndeye. I mean, there's not a lot in it, but City have been quite good defensively lately, haven't they? Since they got Donnarumma in. But it could be one of those weeks where we end up getting bench points. But I think I'm going to bench Ndeye.
Yeah, me too.
But, I'm not sure, to be honest.
The channel member Shane, if you want to check out channel memberships, by the way, please hit the join button. Says, on Wildcard, would you hold Casado as the 8th, 7th attacker? What do you think, Shane?
I told him, yeah. If you've got him. I mean, I don't know the rest of his team. I'd hold him and I'd include another one. Pedro or even Enzo. Enzo in that 10. Forest feels like, listen, Ange's on the ropes already. How many games does he play? Like 7 for Forest. So he's going to get sacked soon. He will get sacked soon. It could be this weekend because apparently the manager's been sniffing around other managers. The owner's been sniffing around other managers already. And I think it's a good fixture. I think, do you know what I mean? Especially the back line. There might be a lot of gaps there for Enzo in the 10. And he's on pens as well. So, to answer the original question, I'd keep Caicedo, mate. He's class, isn't he?
I think I would, yeah. I think I would. Trig?
Yeah. I think he's better than Enzo, to be honest. I'd rather have Caicedo than Enzo because you can have, especially if you're using your wild card, because you don't want to make any more changes.
Didn't you say he was
and Enzo could become a problem. Well, he's got fluid on his knee or something, hasn't he? But I think it's just to pull out of that second Argentinian game because it was moved to a day later. Chelsea wouldn't have known that when he went away on international duty, and they want him back. So basically, it's just a ploy, I think, to get him back. Although he did have a lot of strapping on his leg, didn't he? But it's more kind of not a chronic injury, but one that needs a bit of rest if he has got it. So he should be fine for next week, regardless. But Palmer will be back, won't he, at some stage?
Yeah.
I don't know. I think his injury's a little bit more worse than people think. And Enzo's on pens as well, though, which is huge.
Well, is he, though?
Price.
Is he? We don't know he is.
I mean, I suppose Pedro could take it.
Yeah. There was a reason why Enzo took the last one, wasn't there? I've forgotten what it was now, but there was...
Was Pedro off by then?
No, he was on.
No, he was still on.
There was like a reason. I can't remember what the reason was. Some kind of special occasion for Enzo, I think.
Oh, is it?
So we don't really know. We don't really know Enzo's on penalties, but he probably is.
Even though he's playing the 10. I know Caicedo's good, but he's
but he doesn't always play the 10 because João Pedro could play the 10 as well. João Pedro hasn't been playing well as a sole striker. He's better in the 10 himself.
But who would he play up top? I don't think
Gui's approaching match fitness now. Gui could.
No, he's not gonna.
You say this, but he could.
No, he's not good enough.
Esteval's another one that can play in the 10.
Yeah, I mean,
I wouldn't be surprised if Gui starts this weekend as a striker.
Really?
In the 10.
What, and then have Pedro 10 and what? Enzo sitting with Caicedo?
Although now Enzo's back. Well, I was thinking that Enzo was going to get rested because they've got a Champions League game midweek and he'd been off to Brazil or Argentina. But now he's coming back a bit early. Maybe he's going to play, or maybe he has got a slight injury. But if he doesn't play, then we could see Gui as striker this week. He came on against Liverpool. He was quite good in his hold-up play. He's quite good at pressing and stuff.
He looks good, doesn't he?
He's not going to excite the FPL merchants, but he does do a good job as a striker. And he would make Pedro would be better with Gui in front of him.
Lads, we've got a question from Onions. He's saying, who would you bring in this week? Onions, FPL Onions. Calibre or Newcastle? So I've got their fixtures up here. I was just scanning while you two were talking. I think I'd go for Calibre because you look at their fixtures, Nottingham Forest, Sunderland, Tottenham, Wolves, Burnley, right, then Arsenal, Leeds, Bournemouth, Everton, whereas Newcastle have got good fixtures, Brighton, Fulham, West Ham, Brentford, Man City. But I reckon Chelsea's fixtures look better there and he's got more set piece for it. Would you agree, Shane?
Yeah, no, they do look better. I think we need to not hold our horses, but just take that extra wee condor moment to think, because Chalobah's had how many goals? 2?
2 or 3,
I think 2 or 3. I think he's overperforming, and that's why he's very, very high in the defender rankings. He's not going to keep scoring those amount of goals, so he will come down a bit. But on the fixtures, they've got better fixtures. The only thing I don't like, Trig could probably say, but they play such a high line at the back and they overcommit. Quite often, Chalobah will have that ball and he'll keep running and running. And though I like to see that, I'm sure other people like to see that, they get caught out a few times, don't they? Especially against the counter-attack team. So I'd still have Chalobah, though. He's got a better run, isn't he?
Do you reckon Chalobah's nailed on, Trig?
No, I'd probably go with Newcastle, I think. Chalobah has got genuine attacking threat, though. But he's not nailed on. No, they've got a few coming back as well.
Is he injured?
So no, he was sent off, wasn't he?
It's red flagged for 1 week.
Oh, he was still suspended.
Yeah.
I think one thing.
He's not entirely nailed, but he probably will play most of the matches, and he does have good attacking threat from set pieces.
Yeah, no, he does. He always gets a few goals. I think I was very surprised last week, mate, with the pairing of Badiashile and Acheampong, which is what they had to play because they were down to the bare bones. But that as a centre-back pairing scares me, mate. It scares me. Acheampong's good, he's young, but Badiashile is Jesus. That tells you he's a yellow card merchant and he just loses his head, just goes rogue, mate.
It's not good. They should have bought they should have gone for a Palace defender. The one that Liverpool were after.
Gui.
Once they found out what's his face was injured for the season, they should have gone and got
Yeah.
another defender in, I think. And they got Dizazi, who is playing with the bomb squad. Like Maresca doesn't want him involved, and I don't know why, because he's better than some of them. But yeah, I think Chalobah would be all right to play. Oh, he's a favourite of the guy who goes on the PubCast, isn't he? I've forgotten his name. I'm forgetting everyone's name this morning.
One of our people that come on regularly. Trig,
Yeah, what's his name?
Darius, Roberto.
No. Roberto. Yeah,
Roberto,
he loves Chalobah.
Roberto. Quick, I like this one. This is from Matthias. Conda the Timber and Gui, the Chelsea striker, to Bowen. I think that's 180% yes, guys. Would you say?
Yeah.
That is an absolute no-brainer for me.
Watch Gui start and get a hat-trick this week.
Here's one for you, Craig.
Oh, come on.
Here's one for you, Craig, from Greg. Will we own Esteval this season? Will he become a starter?
I will, I think.
You will?
I think I will. Not yet, though. It's too... Yeah, it's difficult with Champions League. If it wasn't for Champions League, he'd play more in the league, I think.
You're really excited about him, aren't you?
Yeah. He's fantastic.
Yeah.
He really is. He makes things happen, too. He's going to get... When he's playing, he'd be top of all the stats if he was playing regularly. And the trouble is, he's probably not going to be, is he?
No. Avi's very...
I don't think he'll even start this week because he's coming back from Brazil. So, which means he plays Champions League, which means he probably doesn't start again next week either.
Avi's very keen for a stance this one because they've copied in a couple of times. Sorry I missed your question, Avi. Would you bench boost this? Petrovic versus Palace, Senesi versus Palace, Byrne versus Brighton, and Reinders versus Everton.
100%.
You reckon?
Yeah, if I had 15 fit players.
I never like players playing each other. Do you know what I mean? Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, Bournemouth, yeah, they're both defensively good. I mean, if you want an average score, I think those players are good because, Palace and Bournemouth, you're going to get... I mean, it could be 0-0. You're in dreamland, but I just don't like... I don't like players... Because if it's 1-1, you're screwed, really. You have the C-bit guys, but I think everyone's trying to... I've still got my bench boost. I'm going to build up a few transfers. I'm just going to choose round about the right time. I think a lot of people this year played it really, really quickly. And I've seen a lot of maybe top content creators that wedged it in. Playing Burnley. I know Burnley players, you always have some cheap people on the bench, but I don't know. I think we could wait a little while. Do you know what I mean? Because we've still got, till Christmas.
Okay, me and Trig both bench boosts in the same week. We both did pretty well. We probably didn't have any better set of fixtures now, did we, Trig? And I got 18, and you got what, 30?
30. I got 30, and
that's because you had stack, didn't you?
Yeah, but even without stack, I would have got 15 or something like that.
You've been reasonable. You'd have been happy with it, I think.
Yeah, because all my defenders got 4 points and 4 points from a keeper. So I think now with the C-bits, and Crystal Palace, Bournemouth, everyone's probably going to get C-bits. So that's 4, 4, 4, 4. It's 12 points floor now, isn't there, with the bench boost? I saw somebody got 8. I think it was FPL Salah as someone got 8, and that's about the lowest I've seen, I think, so far.
Yeah, I think I just I'd probably like to wait and see how it plays out a little bit, because you have teams, how long are Forest going to go on just getting battered? They kind of steadied it last week, but Ange just plays one way, just full out, all out attack, and he'll get, this week against Chelsea. I just think maybe a bench boost. Say you've got one really, really bad defender, a Burnley against, I don't know, a City or someone really difficult, but you might have 2 fantastic midfielders that week. Do you know what I mean? Semenyo and maybe Eze. Do you know what I mean? And that those 2 alone could be such a bigger upside than a C-bit 4 points. It's fine, like you're saying, Trig. Yeah, go.
Wait a minute. When you came on the podcast pre-season, weren't you planning to use your 4 chips in the first 4 weeks? I'm sure you had some crazy plan like that.
No. Game week 4 are wildcarded. So it was the
Okay,
first 3.
sorry, I might be
were
thinking.
wild-
We've had so many people on. I might
Must
be
be
thinking
someone
I might be thinking someone else. Yeah.
No, so I think I'll just wait and see when the stars align, make a few transfers, and then go there. I want the more upside. Do you know what I mean?
So that's the trouble, you see. You have to use transfers and that for it. Me and Gary, we didn't have to do anything. We're just like, let's just play it.
But
Yeah,
can
yeah,
I
it
ask
works,
you,
it works.
is that the
It
week
worked.
that everybody else bench boosted? Let's talk and all that. And is that why Review said that?
Well, Review didn't
No, it's
say.
nothing to do with
Review
review.
doesn't tell you when to bench boost. Mate,
Does it not? I don't know. I don't use it.
It estimated, I think, 10 points in that bench boost.
We were going to play it in game week 2, weren't we? But I think our goalkeeper was injured, so we couldn't play it.
Yeah, Gooey wasn't playing. Gooey wasn't playing.
Yeah, that's right. So it was the first time I had an opportunity to play it where I had all 15 players starting. That's why I played it. And I think quite a few other people did the same thing.
It paid off, didn't it? I mean, sometimes the right time isn't the right time. Do you know what I mean? Like the stars might align and you might get nothing. Whereas if you
right
play
time.
Hard fixtures, it's difficult. But if you can get a base score, you're laughing, aren't you?
Any time you've got 15 players, just play it.
I credit Trig with my bench boost because I don't think I was going to play it, and Trig sort of taught me. Well, you literally said that, didn't you, Trig? When you got 15 free, 15, and I'm glad it's out of the way because then you don't have to bloody worry about messing about with it later on. That's the.
And now we can get a 4.2 million Gooey in a couple of weeks when he's dropped in price because everybody's sold him, and we can get him in and just stick him on our bench and not have to worry about whether he starts.
You're obsessed with Gooey.
He loves him, didn't he? He loves him. Barca youth product, you know.
He's a good player.
Didn't you say you think?
I mean, that's a far-fetched trick.
Got a bit of an internet.
He should be. He should be starting. He should be starting because he makes João Pedro so much
Number
better.
10, yeah.
In the 10th position.
We had a bit of an internet issue. I think hopefully we'll sort it out now. I think Shane was just delayed for a second now. See if we got any more questions. Hardware is saying, would you bench boost the Bravka, Minter, Senesi, and Richards? I mean, I'm guessing you're both going to say yes. Well, Trig's going to say yes if they're fit.
I will. I'll always say yes if you've got 15 playing players. Unless, of course, all your benches are away at Man City or something silly like that.
Well, that's going to... The next question I'm looking at is a bit of a long one to answer. So I'm going to say, Shane, how long do you want to stay around for, mate? Because I wanted to give a plug to your thing if you need to go soon.
I could do about another 10-15, mate.
10-15, okay. All right, this one is early top 4 and relegation predictions. So, me and Trig gave ours pre-season, so to save on all of us going over, Shane, do you just want to
we can still do it again because it's changed a lot since then.
Okay,
it?
all right then. Well, I won't do mine because we'll be here forever. But Shane, give us yours, and then Trig can give us his.
I had Burnley, Wolves, and Leeds.
Has it changed?
I don't think so. I had Sunderland to stay up. I probably got a bit lucky because they're playing really well. They might still go down, but no, I think we're overrating Leeds a little bit. People are really high on Leeds. Like, yeah, I really do. Like at home, they're all right, but they're not scoring many goals. And you
pick up enough points at home, you can stay up. It's been shown in the past.
No. Like you say, the home form is that is king. I just think they're going to run a little bit out of steam. I think Wolves are set to go down. Wolves, even if you look at the squad's poor. Obviously, Cunha's left. Strand Larsen's always injured. They're lucky they didn't lose him. And Burnley, Burnley's going down. Burnley just getting almost battered every week. I think they've run out of steam, Leeds.
Yeah. Do you agree with the relegation call?
Well, originally, I think I just said the top 3 that came up, but it's changed. I think Leeds probably stay up. Sunderland as well. I think Burnley will go down for sure.
Mm-hmm.
So Burnley will go down.
Sorry, Steve.
Wolves. It's actually very interesting because there's not many other teams that will go down. I mean, you've got Wolves, haven't you? And but apart from them, if Leeds and Sunderland are going to stay up, it asks a big question of who's going to go down, because you can say Wolves, but then who else? I guess Brentford are in the mix.
Trig, I'm going to powder my nose while you two give your top 4 predictions as well. Yeah?
I can see Sunderland and that doing very well compared with previous teams that came up, but still going down.
Yeah,
because the likes of Brentford and that are just slightly better.
Well, like you were saying, I think that they've got so many players, Trig, that go away to African Cup of Nations. Like a huge percentage, like a lot. I mean, I can't remember. Someone put it up, but it's a substantial amount of players. So either they're going to have to buy more, or they're going to lose like a lot of the top players.
It's only a few weeks, though, isn't it? They're only half the teams are back after about 3 weeks when they get knocked out in the group stage or whatever.
Yeah, I mean that's still quite a few game weeks, though. It's still big weeks to go. But
true.
I think from I seen a stat. I'm sure it was on Sky Sports after a game, but at this point in the season, with the amount of points that the promoted sides have got, no fewer than 2 promoted sides have ever not stayed up, with the amount of points that they have already. So that bodes well for like Leeds and Sunderland.
Yeah. So it should make it interesting at the end of the season, because we could have somebody unexpected going down, couldn't we? Like Man United or
like a Forest.
Forest. Forest. Yeah, we didn't mention them, did we?
Depends how long he hangs on to Ange.
They're actually a strong possibility of going down the way they're carrying on at the moment.
I mean, I know that sounds stupid, but you look through the other teams. I'm just looking through the other teams there, and I know Villa near the bottom. I don't, they got a world-class manager. I don't think they go down. I don't think Fulham are that immune. They set up really well.
No, that's true. Yeah, they could go, especially if someone comes in, takes their manager away.
Well, that's the thing. What's his name? Macarena. No, that's not his name. He's apparently been sniffing around Silva at Fulham because he's not been happy with the backing he's been getting from the Fulham board, and I don't know. I could maybe jump ship if he gets a little money. Yeah, there's been a few times
this season. Somebody's going to go down unexpectedly. I think.
I mean, really, last season he almost got pulled away by the Saudi league. So I mean, they've not invested anybody. Look at Fulham. Don't get me wrong. Listen, they're okay. They set up well. He's a good manager, Silva, but you've got the likes of Iwobi in your side. Listen, he's still scoring goals and getting assists now and again. That's great, but look at the side; it's just sparse. They're playing. How old was that kid the other day up top? 17.
They've got no striker.
I think he was younger than King.
That's the problem.
Yeah, they got no striker. Say one of the central defenders, say Anderson, gets injured. They don't have too much that can come in.
No.
So I mean, they could go down.
So we better give our top 4 predictions now, I suppose, isn't we? Which is probably easier than the bottom 3, isn't it?
Top 4. All right, I'll go. For me, top 4 in order is Arsenal. That's between Liverpool and City. Arsenal, City, Liverpool, Tottenham.
Right, I'll give mine now. Chelsea top. Who shall I go for?
No bias at all there.
I don't want to go for Arsenal. I'm going to say Man City. Man City top, Arsenal second, Liverpool third, and Chelsea fourth. I think I'll go for. I think Tottenham are going to fade away a bit. I don't trust that Tottenham team. We've had a good, easy start in fixture-wise and been quite lucky in that they've played teams when their opponents are at a low ebb. And I can see them fading away a little bit. But I still think they'll get Europe next season, though, especially with Villa out. Newcastle will get Europe. And Bournemouth will probably fade away a little bit, I suspect. They'll still finish 8th or 9th or something like that. But other than that lot, I don't really know. Brighton are mid-table-ish, aren't they? So, yeah, the usual suspects. I don't know about Man United. They're kind of a bit of I guess, mid-table. They'd be like 8th, 9th, 10th, wouldn't they, probably?
Good Good finish for them.
Newcastle looking pretty good, aren't they, this season?
Go on, guys.
One for Trig. I wanted to get something. Thoughts on Garnacho punt from Sean?
No, you can't. That's the problem with Chelsea. I mean, I'd love to get Estevao in or Garnacho, but you just can't because they're rotated. Gittins is going to play one game, and then Garnacho is going to play Neto, and even when they do start, they're only playing 60 minutes. So, but he's looking pretty good at Chelsea, old Garnacho.
Good player.
He's a bit of a chaos merchant, isn't he? He makes things happen. So, yeah, he is a good player, I think.
Yeah.
I guess he didn't fit Hamrin's system, did he?
Any thoughts on that one, Shane?
Nah, not for me. Not for me.
No, okay.
I'd rather have Estevao.
You just can't get them in. You can't get any of them. That's a problem.
I do like Estevao, like you're saying, Trig. I think.
Oh, great.
Maybe want to get on early. Maybe over this run, I don't know, but I like him. I just like watching him. You know, he's a good, exciting player, isn't he? A good, exciting young player. So
with the fixtures, I mean, even if he gets half an hour in some of the games, that could be enough. You know what I mean?
I mean, Forest. I generally think Chelsea could absolutely whack Forest because if they do, what's his name's going to get sacked? Andrew gets sacked. And they plays one week. They're
going to batter someone, Chelsea, I think.
I feel like it might be the battering week. Do you know what I mean? United, Liverpool, Chelsea, Forest.
Hasn't been any, has there? Like most matches have been like 2-0,
not really.
2-1. We haven't had people winning 6-0 or anything this season, have we? Not like last season, where there's some big scores. But without Palmer, I guess it's less likely. And Maresca's a bit more conservative, isn't he? So we're not going to see those massive, great batterings, possibly. You never know.
Shane, I thought, because you said you've got to go in the next 5 minutes, I thought we'd have a very quick look at your team. You tell us how you're getting on next season. And I know you said you wanted to quickly mention a couple of streams you got going up. So your team, Freddie, I'm watching, is Dubravka, Porro, Munoz, Senesi, Virgil at the back. Then in the midfield, Reinders, Eze, Gordon, Gapco, and Semenyo, and then Captain Haaland. Yeah, just how's your season going, mate? What's your ranking? Any early transfer thoughts, and then I'll get onto your streams the next couple of days.
Yeah, so I think like most people were down in the doldrums of like 4 and 5 mil, fifth green arrow in the row, which was good, up to 1.3, just above 1.3 mil. So, and the points are that close. It's not far away. Kieran's doing well. I think he's 400k, and he's like 24 ahead. So you know the points are so stacked up. But no, it's going well. I mean, listen, if you keep getting green arrows, it keeps turning the screw. I do feel a bit unfortunate in games I've not had like a bigger haul, like Munoz at the weekend could have got a 14-pointer. Eze should have had a bit more of the while. Gordon could have had a penalty, but at least I'm still getting that core good score. Do you know what I mean? It gives me the green, and then anything extra is a bonus, opposed to maybe last season where it just didn't go that well. Do you know what I mean? And it kind of fell apart on the core score anyway. But I think I'm pretty set for next week. I do have like quite a few players playing each other. You know, Petrovic, Munoz, Senesi, and Semenyo.
I like Eze and Gordon. They're a bit different.
Yeah, I mean Gordon. I just look back at his record, and he's quite a big outlet. I know he used to play the 9, and that make a difference, but he's quite a handful, even just going down for penalties or anything. And I think he's always there to score.
2.4% ownership. Sorry, Greg.
So your team's quite similar to mine in that you don't have any Arsenal defenders, and we also both own Virgil van Dijk.
So I do. Sorry, Trig. I've already made that move. I swapped Van Dijk at the very, very start of international break, and Gabriel.
You were just giving me some hope. You were just giving me some hope.
Sorry, mate.
I'm sure. I'm convinced I should have done it, but it was the only one day I had to do it before Gabriel rose in price. I did not want to. Yeah, I am now. Timber's probably a better option anyway, I think. But
I think so.
Timber do well against Fulham. Fulham got nothing. I think he's a good substitute for the time being. But yeah, I made that move. And do you know, it was probably a mistake by me. And the reason I didn't is because I looked back at the history between Chelsea and Liverpool, and Van Dijk had scored 2 in the last 3. And I looked at Chelsea's centre-back pair and I was like, right, Van Dijk's having this. You know what I mean? Achimpong and Badiashile. But in retrospect, that was a mistake on my part. I should have changed them, but we don't know until the outcome, you know.
That was the same logic I used, and I didn't really have a free transfer spare. I thought Virgil van Dijk might do something against Chelsea.
Do you know what? I kind of, before that, I thought, do you know what? Everyone's getting Gabriel, and I should really move. I'll get him for a Newcastle game, but I'll wait at Newcastle. You know, he's getting nothing from that game unless he scores. So it's a difficult one. But
it was logical not to. Logical not to, but he got a big haul in that match, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. He did, and I think more of my team Trig, the money's probably split a little bit more. You know, I've got Richarlison on the bench, who is not overly expensive, but he is a bit pricey. Lacroix fine. Vicario I think's fine for now. Mark Guay, Trig's best player. I think I'll keep him now. I'll keep him. Richarlison this week. I've got one free transfer.
Bench boost this week. You can bench boost him.
Yeah, well, Pedro's coming in.
If you knew Richarlison was starting, you could bench boost this week.
Yeah, did he go away Brazil? I'm pretty sure he did. And then last time he got benched. And Matthias Tell last week anyway played a good game. And he's not really getting the ceilings.
And you got Gooey. You can't bench boost with Gooey. Surely true.
Gooey's playing.
No, Trig thinks Gooey's starting, right? Well, he's a Chelsea fan. He knows probably more than me.
Haaland scored a hat trick. Haaland scored a hat trick tonight.
Is he?
I think.
For Norway.
Who are they playing?
So that's he scored 10 games in a row.
Israel.
That's not the difficulties, the opposition.
He's perma captain, isn't he? So, but no, I'm set up fairly well, Trig. I've got one free transfer left after I've done the Van Dijk. That'll be Haaland for Richarlison, I'm pretty sure. And then I'll probably start saving transfers for the long haul.
Have you not got Haaland in there? Let me get
in my team.
He's got Haaland captain.
Yeah, he's captain.
What were you just saying you were doing with Richarlison?
Oh, swap him to Pedro, mate. Sorry.
Pedro, you said Haaland.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. Swap him to Pedro. No, no. We always say no player is essential. Haaland's essential. Like what anybody says, Haaland is essential right now. The guy's, and it's his second worst start to a season ever, and he's doing this damage. So imagine he picks up a little bit of speed. I'm pretty sure he's got a good record against Everton as well. And so is Phil Foden.
I was reading
Foden's got a phenomenal record.
I was reading something on BBC Sport today. He scored more goals at the start of this season than the combined other top 10 goal scorers from last season. More goals than the other 10 have scored combined. Yeah. It's absolutely nuts. And also, if he continues at this rate, he'll break his own record.
And City aren't exactly firing, are they? They find that you beat Brentford 1-0 last week. They're finding it hard to break down those teams. Just imagine what a fully fit or like a prime De Bruyne like behind. I know he was for a few seasons, but it'd be dangerous. But no, I'm happy with the season going, Gary. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Green arrows are always good.
Still got your wild card, have you?
No, so I've used wild card, free hit, and triple captain for the Haaland. So the Haaland was Bruno. Get him out. I've had enough of Haaland. Get him out of there.
Do you want to plug? You're doing very, very well as a channel this season, Shane. I've got to say, pumping out content regularly, some great content. Do you want to plug your stream tomorrow, possibly Monday, and also the Decoder, which seems to be becoming quite a regular fixture now.
Yeah. Well, we're just trying to keep up with you, Gary. Do you know what I mean? That's what it is. But no, we've probably done a bit more this season. Me and Kieran put more effort into it, really, and more time, which is good. But I've got Andy FPL mode on tomorrow, and we're doing an ultimate review of the first game weeks, delving into everything, really. The teams, what players we should have from them, and factors affect them. And more like preconceptions from the start of the season. You know, a lot of people, I don't want Spurs defence because they're Spursy. Whereas now, do you know what I mean? A lot of people are getting Spurs, especially at the start of the season. Translate that into FPL picks. And then just a general chat about football, really, fairly light. I'm not going too stat heavy because, you know, the fantasy football, you know, scout guys and the scoutcast
There's a billion of them already.
Yeah, they're top dogs at that, mate. So there will be a few sprinkled in there, but we're really just going to chat through the teams and what preconceptions we want to break from and what players we want to bring in or take out. Namely Bruno, mate. Get him out there. So he's on tomorrow night. Hopefully we can get you guys on tomorrow or during the week and then I'll have the third part probably Wednesday, just to round off the week, ready for game week 8. But
say the name of the channel a couple of times, because obviously I didn't put it in the description because you.
It's FPL Double Pivot.
Yes,
it's FPL Double Pivot.
Excellent. Do go and check the guys out. If I remember, I will try and put a link to the description in after we finished. So should we do? Yeah, I wanted to do that, Shane, in case you need to disappear.
Someone's asked a question.
Yeah, go on, Trig. Read it out for us.
About me doing Virgil van Dijk to Timber. But okay. I actually think Virgil van Dijk is still okay. I think we might see a big reaction from Liverpool after the international break. I think Slot's going to have time to sit down, work out where it's all gone wrong. Because although they've done pretty well, they haven't been great, have they? Especially defensively. And I think Slot's going to address it. I wouldn't be surprised if we see Slobberslai back in the right back position. Because I don't think he trusts the other one. What's his name? Frimpong. And Salah's side's been getting a bit of a battering, hasn't it? And Cucurella pointed it out, how he fleeced Salah at the end of that match.
Salah doesn't track back, does he, Trig? He doesn't track back.
No, he was going the other way. Did you see the video? Cucurella was attacking and Salah was running the other way, away from the goal. And Cucurella just crossed it in for Estevao. And Liverpool have been a bit ropey, haven't they, at the back? But I think Slot's going to take some measures to try and sort it out. So I don't think Virgil van Dijk's necessarily bad. And you look at Liverpool's fixtures after the who are they playing this week? Man United.
United, yeah.
I suppose they're not great, actually, are they?
Well, it's at Anfield, though. They've got a good record. I think what you're saying, Trick, I agree with Van Dijk's world-class player, but the issue is the guy next to him, mate, Konate. Just bomb scare, mate.
Yeah, that's true.
He's lost a lot of confidence, and I think that's what the issue is. Like the Kerkez isn't as good as everybody thought. Even Robertson, fellow Scotsman, I like to big them up, but he's lost a few yards. And then you've got Frimpong and even Bradley, mate. Bradley got hooked at halftime the other day. I still think he's a good player. He's a young lad, but if it was me, I'd swap to Timber. I think Timber could get a big score against Fulham, personally.
Yeah, I'm tempted. I am tempted.
Only if it goes right. That's what I told you to do, Trig. If it doesn't, I said don't do it.
I might wait another week. Get Arsenal's fixtures up again. I keep asking him to put Arsenal's fixtures up, and he never puts them there.
I'll do anything for you, Trig. Anything for you, man.
Let's have a look. Where Fulham? Yeah, I'm definitely going to want one for. That'll be the game when they're rested, though, won't it? Those Burnley Sunderland games. And then they get rubbish, don't they? After, well, I suppose Tottenham at home's pretty good, isn't it?
I think you need 3, though, Trig. I think you're not playing FPL the right way if you don't have 3.
Don't have 3 what, Matt?
3 Arsenal players, yeah. I think you've got.
There's always a different way to play.
Oh.
But, there is. Guys, I better get on now. Listen, thanks very much for inviting me back again. Hopefully we can get you on the like I'm saying, the game week 1 to 7 next week. That'd be really good.
FPL _ double pivot. Coleman's put in the chat.
The FPL what?
Underscore double pivot. He's put in the chat. I don't know if that's right.
You'll find us. Just put FPL double pivot in there. You get us. I changed the name recently so you could actually find it. Whereas before it was a nightmare, mate. It used to be, but now it's just FPL double pivot. Just no winner. Just find us there. And again, if we can be 5% of your channel, lads, then I'll be happy. But thanks for having me tonight, and have a great weekend, all. Remember to like and sub to the channel, your guys' channel, and I'll see you next week, guys.
Cheers, mate. See you soon.
Cheers.
Greg, we haven't got any more.
That was good.
Yeah, we haven't got any more questions. Shall I put in a thing? Get your questions in, and we'll see how we are in 10 minutes.
We'll have a look.
I was going to ask you something, Trig.
Oh, good.
You once finished 35th in the world. Am I correct?
Yeah.
I wanted to ask you, what did it feel like to be up there towards the end of the season? And did you really want to go for it? Were you ever in a position to go for number 1?
The funny thing was, although I was 35th, I was still like 100 and I think I was over 100 points behind the leader at that stage. And I was playing like a mixture of defense and attack. Because obviously when you're 35th, there's an awful lot of people behind you. And I basically just played it with a straight bat. And I was doing well until somebody got sent off and I got a -3. I can't remember who it was now. And that kind of...
What year was it?
I think it was about 2015 or 14 or
Oh, it wasn't that long ago. It wasn't that long ago.
And I think there were about 3 million playing then. 3 million, something like that. But it was one of those things where I was in the top 1,000 from the start and I just stayed there basically and didn't have to do anything too exciting. It was just like things just kept going. There was quite a few of us.
How many players do you reckon there actually are in the world? Steve-O was ranting about this on his Patreon the other day. So many double teams. So many teams. Do you know, in the mini league, there would always be a couple of... There'd usually be women who would set up a team that would be like all players that weren't playing. You know, like in my work mini league. And they wouldn't touch it again to the end of the season. Like, how many of them 12 do you reckon are actually real players that are going to stick around?
I'll probably only about 1 million. Do you think it would be up to 1 million? Maybe even less than that, I reckon.
No, I reckon
half
it's
a million?
More. No, I reckon it's a bit...
You reckon it's more than 1 million?
Well, Ragabolly did a thing 2 years ago where he analysed how many teams were making transfers in game week 32, and it was like 3 million.
Ah, okay.
But I don't think it's any more than that.
But a lot of those would have been teams that were made during the season and stuff, and
double teams.
Double teams.
Yeah,
as well.
yeah. Maybe you're right. Maybe it's 1 million.
A lot of people have got 2 or 3 teams, haven't they? But I think back then, more people, because you had to actually go and find it. You had to be interested in it to go and make a team. Do you know what I mean? So you were more likely, once you found it, you were more likely to be actually playing it, I think, back then. So there might have been a higher percentage of people that were actually playing a game then. Like now, it's like people making teams every week, aren't they, to try and win various things.
It's stupid.
You've got people trying to get less points or make the most transfers and stupid things like that.
Highest team value.
Yeah, that sort of thing.
That's the one. That's the one always gets me.
I don't think that used to be a thing back then. People just used to play the game, didn't they?
Here's an interesting one for you, Trig. Repentant Master. How to avoid living precariously... I don't know. It sounds interesting, but I don't know if I understand the question. How to avoid living precariously through FPL, feeling so poisoned. You get that one? I guess it's just like how to have a healthy attitude towards FPL. It's a good question considering it was World Mental Health Day yesterday.
Yeah. Does he kind of mean variance?
I don't know. Repentant. We'll come back to your question, but could you put in exactly what you mean? Alex Ball says, any difference between Wildcard 12 and 13 in your opinion, fellas? Craig, this is why we've got the fixtures. We can actually have a look at the difference.
I think 13's when all the big swing occurs.
Yeah. So who's swing? It's the big one's Liverpool, isn't it?
Liverpool and City, isn't it?
Yeah.
You go down. Oh, but hang on. There's one above in 12. No, go back up. Okay. Back up. Aston Villa. Although you're not going to. Well, you've got Leeds and you're not going to worry
Arsenal
too much.
In 15 as well.
Bournemouth are in the middle of a good run. So if you go 12, you can get Bournemouth.
Yeah, but if we look at Man City, I think 12. Look, because Liverpool got West Ham at home. Man City got Leeds.
And Liverpool have got Forest in 12, which isn't green for some reason. Why isn't that green?
I was on 13.
For Liverpool. That should be green. Their game week 12 fixture, home to Forest.
Yeah.
That should be very green. That should be green if I'm away at West Ham.
Yeah, or maybe they've not updated it yet. Maybe they've not updated it. I do think...
Oh, and Man United got decent ones.
Yeah. I can't see too much of a difference, can you?
No, I think go with 12. I think you're right. I think that guy's right. I think everyone's saying 13, but 12's better. For you got Villa for those 2 fixtures. You got Bournemouth starts in 12. You got Chelsea playing Burnley in 12. Is that 12? I think they are. Fulham at home to Sunderland in 12. If you want Anderson in there. So, yeah, I reckon 12 looks better, doesn't it?
Yeah,
I don't know why everyone's saying 13.
It depends what your team looks like in 12, doesn't it? Because you might have a great team in 12.
It depends who you're taking out as well, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. If they've got a good... I think it depends.
What's that Arsenal one? Go to Arsenal again so we can see
you
what
and
game
your
we
bloody
can
obsession with...
I need to see, because they're the ones you're going to be taking out.
It's always Arsenal. It's always Arsenal, too.
Oh, no, Tottenham. So you could take out your Arsenal before the Tottenham game, I guess.
Yeah. I mean...
Because they'd be the ones you'd be removing, wouldn't?
Yeah, I guess their swing goes... But they've not got terrible fixtures either. I mean, Chelsea, Brentford, Villa, Wolves...
Yeah, they're not terrible. You're
not
still going to
terrible
want an Arsenal player, probably.
Probably the defence.
So, yeah, I think 12 looks good.
Yeah.
I think any week's good. I mean, you could even go in game week 9 and get all loads of Chelsea players. Well, look, they got Sunderland, Wolves and Burnley.
The Miami Unicorn asks, help my wildcard. Game week 13 seems less good because of Liverpool assets looking tricky. Thoughts on game week 10 for CPL? CPL?
Crystal Palace.
Oh, Crystal Palace, yeah.
Their fixtures are average. They're not great.
We got Crystal Palace up on it. Game week 10,
yeah. They're not brilliant. You can't trust this ticker, can you? Because Liverpool Forest should be extremely green.
Yeah, and like when you're doing these videos, you kind of like trust, particularly when you're the host, you sort of trust to the colours. Yeah, no, I agree, mate.
Liverpool do look good. Verts.
Stop going on about Verts. What have we been smoking before we started?
Would you bring in? Which 3 Liverpool would you bring in for that run?
What, in 13?
Yeah, well, 12. No, say 12, because...
I don't know, Trig. I mean... I think it's one of those situations. I mean, it's 5 game weeks away.
Yeah, we don't know yet.
We've got to say...
Salah goes away for some of them too, doesn't he?
Well, I'm going to say... I want Haaland still in my team because he's got Leeds and Sunderland in 2 weeks. So I'm not going near Salah. Not when he's buggering off to.
We're not taking Haaland out, are we?
No. So I'm not getting Salah in. So if I was to,
can we afford Haaland and Salah?
Well, we can, but with a lot of sacrifices. I'd say Isaac maybe. I'm not even sure I'd go for it.
Game you'd want to. I mean, would you want to captain? You'd have to captain Haaland away at Fulham rather than. Yeah, I mean, I don't think Salah's ever going to be captain material, is he?
Well, not the way he's performed so far, no. And then he's
I'd say it would be Isaac.
And then he's off again anyway. Yeah, Isaac and maybe a defender if their defence improves. But I don't think... Yeah, I don't think it's as big a deal as people were making out. Well, as you said the other night on the podcast, Trig, all the bloody content creators who were going on about it, they've all wildcarded anyway.
Yeah, they have. So which means they won't be talking about it.
Exactly. Jazz B says, is Etateke a must sell? Think so, Craig?
Yeah, I guess. I mean, that's another thing. Like, if you do get Isaac, you think Ekateke is probably going to play one of those games, like a home to Sunderland or whatever, isn't he?
Well, yeah.
I mean, he's not going to never play again, is he? And they've got Champions League, so it's a bit. Even going Isaac's risky. Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, it's not going to be a huge thing, is it? I think because not many people are going to own Salah.
No,
I can't see people ripping up their teams to get him in unless he's kind of scoring hat tricks between now and then.
Yeah,
and it doesn't look likely, does it?
Jazz also said, who should I go for, Haaland or João Pedro? I think that's completely down to the money. I think you go Haaland if you've got the money. Chris Woodstock says, game week 9, would you go Bruno to Saka or Reinders to Enzo, Trig?
Game week 9. What, United at home to Fulham, are they? To Brighton.
Man United.
What was the other one?
Brighton.
Reminders to somebody.
Yeah, it's difficult for me to switch between the screens, Trig. Between changing the fixtures.
I don't know. I'm not good. I don't think I'm going to take out Fernandes.
Well, you do have a good record on calling Fernandes when we should keep him in, because of course you got him in last year, didn't you, Trig? When everyone else got rid of him.
I did very well with him last year.
Yeah, you did.
It's more for the fact I don't know who to bring in. I mean, if I get Semenyo in, I'll get the same team as everybody else. It's going to be interesting. I mean, my route to Semenyo is more. So I want to go 3-5-2, which means I want Fernandes, because I think Fernandes is always going to be in the top 5 midfielders. You know, maybe after Palmer's back, he won't be, but at the moment he is. So I'm looking at getting Gyökeres out, replacing him with someone cheap, and then upgrading my 5th midfielder. But yeah, I think game week 12 looks the one rather than 13. I don't know why everyone fixated on 13.
We've got
again. It would have been content creators, I guess, wouldn't it, talking about it? But 12 looks better.
Got Greg says, will Caicedo outscore Reinders by the end of the season? I'm going to say yes, Drew.
It's tricky. I'd say yes. I mean, I think Caicedo's just going to get steady points the whole time, isn't he?
Yeah, and we know he's going to start.
Reinders will get plenty of blanks. You've already seen them.
And at some point,
like you say, he won't even play.
At some point, he could go out of favour, couldn't he? We've seen it. I know he started every match so far, but could go out.
Shirky's back, I think. Shirky and Rodri's injured again, though, isn't he? I don't know if that'll affect him.
Uwe is giving us a load of weird questions about animals.
That's what we want.
Yeah, well, I'm not going to read all of them. I'll go for the one. One of them is which UK animals would Gary fight and why. But I'll go for what animals would the PubCast crew be? Greg, your thoughts. I need to think about that one a minute. I think
what would we be?
You'd be.
Well, let's start with Darius. What would Darius be if he was a D unit? What animal would he be?
Something overexcitable. A little kitten that's overexcitable and thinks it's amazing.
You're going for a kitten for Darius. I think he'd be like one of those chipmunk or something that run around everywhere, be extremely annoying and wreck the place. Well, that's chaos.
Roberto's
like you said, something excitable.
Roberto's a little puppy that thinks it knows everything about FPL. Trig's a grumpy bear. A grumpy bear. Lovely most of the time, but he can get a little bit grumpy sometimes.
I'm going to say I'm an owl. I'm a wise owl.
You're a wise owl, yeah. You are a wise owl. What am I, Trig? What am I?
Well, let's see. What are you going to be? I'm trying to think. British animals. What is there?
The British Bulldog. I could be like David Boy Smith, the British Bulldog. That's all.
Okay, I'll give you that one.
Thank you, Trig. Really nice. And we've got to come up with one for Andrew as well. Andrew, I struggle to think for one for Andrew. A beautiful swan.
No, I don't see that.
He's a poet. A beautiful swan in a world, in an FPL world that is constantly trying to eat him. If you're not in the UK, you probably won't get the reference.
It's not about me having 3 animals to fight. Well, I've already fought 3 animals, haven't I?
Oh, right. That was the reference.
I've fought a sea lion, a parrot, and a dog so far.
You didn't release the video with a dog, though, Trig, so the public won't know about that. You only sent that to the...
No, that was in there, but you just couldn't see the dog. A dog jumped up.
Oh.
All sand in my eyes and everything. Come up from behind. But the parrot's my favourite one.
Tom says, is there one team that you wouldn't get for a player from this season? Sunderland, I'm going to say.
I would look at Sunderland. I think Xhaka and that's pretty good. But I can't see. Oh, I was going to say Burnley, but I've already got one, haven't I? Already got a Leeds. I haven't had any Brighton yet. I'm kind of not into Brighton this season for some reason. They just don't seem to appeal to me.
No.
But
you might.
Who else?
You might get Minter.
Let's have a look at your list. Let's have a look at your list.
But you might get Minter or what's his name?
They'd have to do very well, I think, for me to get them in. If they had a double game week, maybe. I'll say, Brentford I might, because I might look at Thiago. Let's go down throughout the whole list and look at some interesting players. Never got Arsenal on there.
Would you go back to Nottingham Forest, Trig?
You never know. I mean, that striker could be interesting if they get him working well and they have a great run of fixtures. I can't think of any teams at the moment because you've got West Ham with Paquetá could be good, or Bowen. Even Wolves with Arias. Although Wolves' fixtures are getting really horrible, aren't they? They could be in deep trouble, couldn't they?
Mm.
They really need to beat Sunderland and Burnley, don't they? Because if they don't, they're going to be in real trouble.
Yeah.
So go up again. I might find a team further up. I'm going to say Brighton.
Wish we could get it all on the same page.
I would have said Fulham, but I've already got one.
Yeah, well, say...
Yeah, that's Brighton's looking the least likeliest of them at the moment for me.
I disagree. I reckon Minter's going to come in for me at some stage in the next 6 or 7 weeks. He hasn't got...
but you weren't saying that because he's top in review.
I pay attention to review. Say hello to FPL Pricey. He's not been on the channel before. Hello, mate. He's been on the channel before. Please go out and check out FPL Pricey's content. Repentant Master is FPL Pricey, Sam. He's not been on the podcast.
Oh yeah. You know how I've been like looking at Solio quite a bit this season.
Yeah.
And kind of not, so I was going to talk about this, kind of in two minds about it. Do you know what I mean? Because a lot of their projections, like Shane said, you wonder about, don't you? Like they had Semenyo really low. And a lot of them didn't have Semenyo last week. You know, a lot of analytic people missed out on Semenyo, didn't they? So I was having a bit of wobble. So I went and had a look at, I think someone put a post up about them being rubbish in rank and all that, didn't he, on Twitter. So I went and had a look and I kind of eased my mind a little bit. So I had a look at all their ranks from previous seasons and they're all like top 50k every season, all those people. And so when I see them at like 8 million and I start thinking Solio's a load of rubbish, but I don't think it is. Do you know what I mean? And I see the ranks that these people get every year. And it's kind of calmed me down a little bit because I was thinking that all these projections, like Shane, about all the projections being rubbish. But I mean, football's so unpredictable, isn't it? Anyway.
Yeah, well, it's I mean, I think it's the best video you made this season, Trig, even though you had a go at me, was the one on variance. You know, it's all to do with variance, isn't it? We've only 7 game weeks in. You know,
yeah.
These things do happen. I mean, I have to say I do disagree with you about Semenyo. I do think he's gone up a level, but in general, you know, there is a limited amount, and what those tools do is they provide some general guidance or estimate, you know, outside of that. You know, the reason I like to use, you know, I use review, but is they provide me with some sort of sanity in the mixture of the insanity that is the variance that's FPL. You know what I mean? Doesn't mean you have to follow it step by step, and sometimes they're wrong, but at least it gives me something to sort of calm me down when I've had a terrible game week. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. That's what it. Trouble is, it calmed me down too much because it sort of. I was like, right, I have a bad game week. Like 3 or 4 weeks ago, Semenyo got points, and I'm thinking, right, I better go and get him in. But then I go on there and see that he's quite low down, and it sort of calms me down. But it
Quite
meant
high.
I didn't get him.
It's quite high on review.
Well, he is now. He is now. I mean,
he's been for a couple of weeks on review.
Oh, has he on review? But he wasn't on Solio, and that it calmed me down. And I thought, well, maybe I don't need to get him because he's actually quite low down, and there's lots of other choices. But as it turns out, he went off. But like Shane was saying, in another week, he might not have done, because like he went off and got those 2 goals, but he could have just as easily blanked probably in that game. So like outcomes kind of do have a big effect on you, don't they?
Oh yeah, of course.
Probably more than they should do. But yeah, you might actually be right about Semenyo, though. He could have gone up a level.
Trig, this is the last question I'm going to take. So apologies if I didn't get to your question, but it's the one the Repentant Master put in, and it's because it was Mental Health Awareness Day yesterday, and I think we'll probably have both have differing but answers to this. Basically, how do you cope when you have a bad game week?
Me, I cope very badly, as we've seen. Last week when I was on the having a tantrum and a rant last week, and then telling Gary I wasn't going to come on again because I couldn't face coming onto this show after I'd had a terrible game week. But since then, I've realised it's not such a big deal, really. And we all have these bad game weeks. Like we all know we get terrible game weeks, don't we?
Yeah.
But basically, what I normally try and do, though, my coping strategy normally is to just do something else, like do my other hobbies. I've got lots of hobbies. So I go and do them, or just even just watch Netflix. Don't bother watching content where people are sitting there smugly talking about their wonderful pick that they made, forgetting the fact that everybody had him anyway.
Who are you talking about?
And no, I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about everybody in general. Like you watch any show when they've had green arrows and they're all sitting there smug and everything. And if you've had a bad game week, then they're not much fun to watch. Let's be honest.
No.
So I'll avoid FPL content if I've had a bad game week. Apart from 1 or 2, 1 or 2 are good. I watched one this week that I really enjoyed.
That was pricey. That was pricey.
That was pricey, I think. Yeah, that was pricey.
Who got the assist? Who got the assist?
Who got the assist? Yeah, I enjoyed that one because they weren't like banging on all like egotistical. You know what I mean? Like some of them do.
Yeah.
So it's just enjoyable to just sit there, and it didn't kind of remind me of my own terrible game week. I just found it interesting and relaxing. So I think it's mainly because they'd had bad weeks as well, probably, and made it more relatable. But I do try and watch a lot of stuff. But that's generally the way I cope, is to just avoid FPL.
Yeah.
It's worse on an international week because you have to wait a whole 2 weeks.
Well, I'll give my brief opinions as someone who's looked into this a lot, as a psychologist. Don't go on X, because you only ever see the team. People only post their teams, don't they, Trig, whether they've done well. If you're on X,
yeah, everyone's got 100 on X.
Yeah, if it's been a generally good game week, don't watch content. As Trig says, get away, do something else. Just forget about FPL for a couple of days and enjoy the other things in your life. You know what I mean? I think that's. It sounds basic, but I think that basically is it, Trig.
I mean, it's actually a positive because, like this week, I've actually sat down and studied some chess and new openings and stuff, whereas normally I don't bother, but I've actually thrown myself into studying chess this week. And a lot of that was because I had a bad score on FPL. So that's working out well. I've actually been doing some decent work on my chess this week. And yeah, like you said, it's good to have a balance anyway, isn't it? Because we do tend to obsess over FPL, really, don't we? All of us, probably, which is why we're here. Yeah. Which is like Andrew said, isn't a bad thing, and it's not a bad thing to get upset when you do have a bad You know, it's like normal, isn't it? Natural if you put the effort in, but it's also good to have a way of coping with it.
I'm just trying something. Trig, you can't
Someone
see.
asked a question. Yeah.
You can't see the chat. You can't see the chat there, can you? But I'm just testing. Trig,
No.
I need to wrap up, mate. But I think the fans will be able to. I'm just testing this for.
What do you mean the fans?
Well, the crowd will be able to see it. People on YouTube will be able to see it, but you won't be.
Well, I'm watching it on YouTube though now.
Yeah, but you're probably about 20 seconds behind though. But Trig, I need to wrap up because we've been going for nearly 2 hours, mate.
Yeah. There's one more question about.
Well,
oh no, it's only about European teams and rotation.
Trig, let's plug our FPL PubCast for this week because it's not going to be on. We will not be on at the normal time of 6 o'clock. We're going to be going.
Special one. Don't go, people. Stay for a few seconds.
We're going to be going at 10 a.m. on Wednesday morning UK time for an hour with Fantasy Football Scouts Joe Lepper, a man we both appreciate, greatly admire, don't we, Trig? Credible. Was it 100? Only one non-100. One place out of the top 100,000 in like 20 years or something, isn't he?
I think he always gets in the top 1%, doesn't he?
Yeah, incredible man, and just a lovely bloke. And then me and Trig will be doing something. We'll be doing the normal version of the show at 6 p.m. on Thursday. So we'll see how it works out. We're moving it around for Joe, but I think it's worth it to get. We both want him on, don't we?
We should have asked if anyone had any questions for Joe, shouldn't we? Because we've been thinking of some good ones, haven't we?
Yeah. Well, if anyone does, they can DM me or you on X or Blue Sky, can't they?
Because when is this happening? It's this week, isn't it? This
Wednesday morning at 10 a.m.
So Wednesday evening for me.
Wednesday with you. You'll be on the beer instead of me.
I will not, because last time I was on Joe's show, I was the first ever Meet the Manager, by the way, people. The first ever one. And I was so nervous. I'd never even been on YouTube before. Not once. And it was my first appearance, and it was absolutely nerve-wracking. I was terrified. So I ended up having about 5 or 6 pints before I went on. And by the time I got on there, I was like a bit dumbed down. I was a bit like D-Unit by the time he gets to us on a Saturday night, after he's been... I must have started drinking too early, I think, because by the time I got on there, I was a bit kind of dopey.
You were the first one ever?
So I was the first ever Meet the Manager, that's right.
You see, because they released... Well, it was you that sent this. They released their first one in ages of that series, didn't they? Because I hadn't seen that.
That's right, Ragabolly.
I hadn't seen that for ages. I was surprised.
Yeah, it was the first one ever. So I didn't know what it was going to be. And apparently he emailed me a whole list of questions and everything. And I hadn't got them. And so it was all a bit of a disaster. I was so nervous. But yeah, and that went on, and he must have done 50 or so after that.
Yeah.
It's quite an honour. I'll be telling him, actually, that I felt it was quite an honour to be the first ever one on that show. Well, I think I was anyway. Maybe I wasn't. Maybe I got it wrong.
Anyway, so please join us then at 10 a.m. 10 a.m. in the morning UK time. I will be off the beer for a change, and then we'll be doing our normal one on Thursday at 6 o'clock, and we'll also be here at 6 o'clock 7:30 on Saturday night to react to game week 8, won't we, Trig?
Disaster. Disaster.
All right.